Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a review of Moocusser Restaurant, which is located at 304 Stuart Street in Boston. And I'm interested in the restaurants in Boston because like Vancouver 4 years ago, Boston is going to get their Michelin recommended guide in about a month in November of 2025, and I wanted to compare those restaurants. What we went through in Vancouver is very comparable if for Boston. So this restaurant is reputed to in line for a star, so I wanted to try it out. It's got on the bottom floor Moon Bar, which is their bar, and then on the top floor they have their restaurant. And it's got a nice view. The dining room looks excellent, and the service standard is very high. The waiters and the waitresses are very well knowledgeable. We had Jesse, who was I think one of the chefs that's followed Chef Dooley for quite a while, and so he was really good with both describing the food and the wine pairings. Chef Carl Dooley is took over the helm at this restaurant. I think in 2021, he's appeared on Top Chef, and he's elevated this restaurant. I think it's been around for quite a while. So it's a fixed price menu for $125 US, which is not very much considering what you'll see the food is. This is their starter and amuse-bouche, which is, I believe, a tuna dish, and on a Spanish-inspired theme. The first couple of dishes had some spice in them, so it shows kind of the eclectic style of Chef Dooley. He does have a French cooking background, but he's cooked in many places like Craigie-on-Main, and has a tremendous amount of experience with kind of world vision cooking. So again, it was a 4-course price fixed menu, but it has an amuse-bouche and also a kind of pre-dessert. So it's actually 6 courses. It's plenty of food for $125 US. I think it's a very good deal. The first course everyone gets. This is called the local corn soup with lobster, tamarind, and papadum. Again, it shows his world influence. I was expecting much more classic French cooking, but it was very world oriented, and so got some lobster from Boston, and so that's nice, and had a little bit of heat on it, so it was kind of special. A little tortilla chip there, so I thought this was quite an interesting and successful dish. I took their wine pairing, which I think is a really exceptional value, $65 US for the wine pairings, but you get a wine for each course. So it's 4 different wines for $65, and they're all very interesting wines. So I really enjoyed that. So the first one was the Chateau Carbonneau Le Pet Nat, which is from the Côte de Bordeaux region. It's non-vintage. It's 100% Merlot, which is kind of a rosé style. And it really was very interesting. I thought it was quite dry in style, but it had a little bit of fruit on it. But I thought it went very well with the heat from the corn soup. A nice pairing. For the next second, third, and fourth courses, you get a choice, and I chose for the second course the local swordfish confit, sun gold tomato, black olive, and opal basil, with some potato chips on top for that little bit of saltiness. Look at the color, beautiful color. Again, world design and much more Mexican, Spanish, Caribbean type influences to this. And if you had to in Vancouver peg the restaurant that was similar, it would be like things like Annalana and also Burdock and Company. But this dish actually reminds me of the confit that I ate at St. Lawrence. Thin slices of fish. In this case, it's swordfish. And again, I thought it was very successful. The different flavors, the potato chips, the olives, all melded together well. Next was the broccoli agnolotti, which is with razor clams, banana pepper, and breadcrumbs. Beautiful looking dish. Look at the 3 dishes, including the amuse-bouche. All of them different color, different stylistically, different ingredients. I love that variety in terms of it's very exciting. It's very adventurous. That's what and it's fun, and that's what cooking should be, and that's what food should be. Different platings, just loved it. So again, thought the match was quite nice. The agnolotti with the broccoli, a different texture also, with also a little bit of your clams really spiffing it up. These are the two wines that paired with the first and second courses. So the first one on the right is from the Amalfi Coast. It's from the Campania region. It's the 2024 Zila. And again, it's an interesting wine. I thought it went very well with the swordfish. Not too heavy. And I think all the wines were very well done in terms of pairing with the food. This did not take away from the swordfish, which is on the lighter style too. So I thought it's got a little bit of almondiness to it, and kind of that residual kind of citrusy elements to it, but kind of light in the background. And then the Pinot Grigio is on the left, and that is from Collio region. And again, it was actually a rosé style. So again, it came out as Pinot Grigio and it's rosé. Very interesting. For me as a wine drinker, I can drink very expensive wines, but these are wines that I've never seen, and kind of opens up your mind, and also just it's actually very well paired in terms of there was some thoughtfulness that went into the wines and how they match with the food. So this is a pretty good vibe, nice happening place. Seems like everyone's enjoying the food. This is their second course. It's the broccoli agnolotti. It's got a little bit of mussels in there. Very beautiful tasting. And I've also taken the wine pairing with this. Actually, it's a really good deal. $125 US for a reported almost one-star Michelin restaurant, and $65 for the wine pairing. It's a really great idea. So this is basically a rosé Pinot Grigio. Kind of unique. They've got very unique wines. Chef Dooley is taking a lot of risk here. Very interesting wines and very interesting food quality, but hopefully he'll get a star. We got to talking, and Jesse found out I was a foodie. And again, this is what happens when people love food. So he said, hey, you should try the other second also, which is called the sweet potato gnocchi. This was with matsutake mushrooms, mimolette cheese, and glazed pork skin. And again, everything worked in terms of the texture, the flavors, and look at again, very different in terms of the plating, the colors, the taste profile. I love that. It's just fun and it's not boring. And so they do turn around the menu every about 6 or 8 weeks. And so they're constantly looking at things that are really quite leading edge. And so I really like the inventiveness and playfulness of these dishes. The pairing with the gnocchi was a Grenache-based wine from Domaine d'Anzinan. It's from Côte Catalan, 2024. So I'm not going to pay too much attention on the actual winery names. These are not wineries that probably we can find as consumers that often. And so I love that these are kind of obscure, smaller wineries that they find and just interesting. So again, probably not I don't know the pricing of these wines, but probably not that expensive. But again, it doesn't have to be expensive to make good pairings. And these wines actually paired very well. The Grenache, I loved a little bit more meatiness in it, a little more dryness. And again, I thought that did not overpower the gnocchi. And all these dishes are fairly subtle, so you don't want overpowering flavors to them. You want nice bases, good, like for the whites, you want a good acidity. For the reds, you need a little bit of tannin structure and a little bit of body, but you don't want to overpower them. For the third course, I chose the glazed Spanish turbo, and this really resonated with me in terms of if you wanted to look at a Michelin star dish, this would be it. Beautifully cooked, beautifully presented. The ingredients are, not that exclusive or difficult, but it's how you put them together. It's celery, Basque cider, and Marcona almonds. Fairly simple, but the structure is good. The turbo is cooked exceptionally. That little bit of Marcona almond on the top gives you a little bit of texture. The celery gives you a little bit of bite. So there's a little bit of everything here, and really well crafted, thought out dish. The pairing with this was the 2022 Armand Heights Bourgogne. It's a Chardonnay, obviously, from the Burgundy region. And these kind of entry-level Burgundy, or not what they call declassified Burgundy, and Jesse was talking is almost like declassified Merceau. These are really exceptional values, hard to find, but beautiful to drink. Again, we don't want to get overcomplicated with a very heavy oaky Chardonnay. This was just minimalistic in terms of the Chardonnay, good quality, good acidity, some citrusy elements, fairly light fruit, very subtle in terms of its aromas and taste, but really went well with the turbo. It seemed like they had a lot of regulars there that knew this place very well and spoke very highly of the restaurant. We're now getting into the heart of the meal. So this is their main course or third course. This is their glazed Spanish turbo. And this is much more traditional French cuisine. Chef Dooley's done a very nice job. Classic pairing with the Bourgogne. Texture is good. This is much more classic. So far, the dishes at first, when I tasted Chef Dooley's, it has a little bit more heat, but this is a little bit more classic, traditional French-style cuisine. I really enjoy it. I just want to do a close-up on the turbo, just to take a look at this, how it was cooked. Just by looking at this photo, you can tell there's a lot of still moistness into it. It's not overcooked. It's very soft, and so just by looking at it alone, you can tell this was a really exceptional dish. Then they had a pre-dessert, and basically I think this is a show-off dish because it's the creme fraiche panna cotta with Concord grape jam. In it itself, it probably could be the dessert, but I think he just had so much in his mind that he thought, well, we'll put this as a pre-dessert. So exceptional. Simple, it's not big, but if you look at the picture where I kind of cut through the layers, perfect. This is what panna cotta should taste like. It's perfect. And so again, to have this as a pre-dessert, that's fine by me. I went with the wine first in this picture. I had for dessert the caramelized apple cake, but the wine pairing or the beverage pairing is ice cider from Eden in Vermont. And so again, very interesting, things that me as a drinker, as a wine drinker, I haven't seen, and that's what I want to be. I want to be excited when I do a wine pairing. I don't want to see things that I can, I've had this or I've known about this. Nothing that they served me I've ever heard of, haven't tasted. So it opened up my mind and my palate. Again, probably can't remember a lot of the stuff, can't probably buy it, but that's the whole point of a wine pairing at a restaurant, that it should be things that you can't get yourself, you would not be able to source yourself, you would not think about yourself, and just opening your palate up to different ideas. I had, again, the caramelized apple cake with sweet miso ice cream and streusel. Very neat dish. Again, the melding of cultures with a little bit of miso ice cream and apple cake. What I loved about the dishes were they tasted different, they had different texturing, they were interesting and kind of vibrant in the mouth. And it wasn't just the same things over and over again. It wasn't just everything was sweet or everything was spicy. The meal had a very harmonious effect and had different elements to it. So I really thought the structure, when you think about it, was very flowing. Just for good measure, Jesse wanted me to try a mini version of the other dessert, which is the Manjari chocolate tart, which had coffee, ice cream, hazelnut, and medjool dates. Normally when you would have it, I'm so glad he gave this to me. It was exceptional. So That probably kind of stemmed my view of the apple dessert. I thought this was better because I like chocolate, and it was definitely chocolatey, lots of a little bit of bitterness on the chocolate, which is great. Dark chocolate, loved it. So all in all, I thought the meal was exceptional. Service is friendly, very knowledgeable. Wine pairings are exceptional. And I could tell, again, just from the buzz in the crowd and just overhearing other people, that there's a lot of regulars there who really love the food. And so to me, this is a very excellent restaurant. At the end of the night, I got to meet Chef Dooley, and it was really nice to chat with him. He was chatting with the table next to me, and really good guy, really committed to this restaurant and the staff here. So I really hope that they do get a star. I think they are star worthy. It's very innovative what they do, very well priced. And exciting for the palate. So I'm going to give it a strongly recommend, and recommend that if you are in Boston, that you go check out this restaurant. It might not be easy to get a reservation if they get a star. Until next time, happy eating.